Hi, it's Paula. So today I'm going to show you how to use Storybird to create digital stories with your class. You can use it in one of two different ways. One, you can use Storybird and the images to give the students inspiration for a story. Or two, you can have the students write their own story and then copy and paste it into Storybird from Word or Google Docs using and selecting images that they feel match their story. So the stories that I am going to show you that my enrichment group created did the latter. So we wrote the story using a problem solution plot line, and then they came into Storybird and they selected images that they felt matched their story. Okay. So the first thing you'll need to do is to sign up for a free account. I do use the free account. There is a paid version. Along the way, I'll show you the difference. You might want to pause here while I sign in so that you can sign up and we can meet back together. Okay, so welcome back. What you see here is my dashboard, and I will give you a little tour of the dashboard. Here are my classes. I can add a class, and if I had the pro version or the paid version, I could archive classes and I could link classes. I don't have those options. Okay. Also have my stuff, so if there are any images or things that I collect along the way, I can store them here. Any books that I've started that I haven't published. And then I can also follow other artists or other people who are using Storybird. So let's go back to classes, which is where you'll probably spend the majority of your time. So here's my sample class 3. Let me show you what that looks like. This is the home page. Here I have the assignment. So I created an assignment called Summer Narrative. All right, and it gives the students the directions in terms of what they're to do with their Storybird. And then as the students submit their stories, I would be able to see them under here. Okay. If I go to students, I can see the students that I have registered in this class. I can also add other students. And hit add. Oops. It will tell you if you can't use that name. Okay. I've added that student, and you can see that they have an activation password. Why this is important is because if you have students who are too young for an email account, they don't need one. They'll have an activation password that they can change the first time they log in, and they don't need to have an email account. You'll also be able to see the last time that they've logged in, how many times they visited and worked on their Storybird. You can also delete them, change their password if they forget it, and change their name. So if you were to accidentally put the wrong name for a student, you could change that there as well. Under the Pro account or the paid account, you would be able to use Excel to upload your entire class at one time. I used Storybird with an enrichment group of 12 students, so it was fine for me to just manually add each of the students. If I click on assignments, again you can see that assignment that I had created for them. And here is where I can edit the assignment details. So you give the assignment a name, a description with directions. You can put in a special image for that assignment if you wanted to. And you can also assign a due date and hit Save Assignment. Okay, then you can see that there's the due date. I can edit it again if I needed to. Here's the directions. Okay, so I was thinking, well, how could I make or hit on some of the standards for the Common Core? So I did an interview of classmate, and then the student needed to write an account of what that classmate did over the summer. So you have speaking, you have listening, you have language, you have collaboration, you have the incorporation of technology and publishing, and you also have the actual writing skills and using evidence from that interview account. So really, a pretty rich assignment that would align with the core. Another difference between the paid and the free version, Storybird Pro for Teachers allows you to actually give the students feedback right within Storybird. For my purposes, I did not purchase the Pro. I gave the feedback in a different way. I interviewed and sat with and coached each student individually. A larger class, this might be more important for you to have this Pro version. In addition, I can go to my library and I can see all of the books that that class created. Now this class is a fake class. There are really no students in it, so let me show you the enrichment group. Now this was about 6 students, even though there's only 3 books, because they decided to partner write. So here's their library. If I click on the book, this is what the finished product looks like. Okay, this one was actually created by 2 first-grade boys who were extremely motivated and talented and wrote this amazing, amazing story. They used the artwork from Ingrid the Terrible, and you can see that it really does match nicely with the story that they had created. Now you have a few options for sharing this. If I click on the share button, I can share it through email with a link, or I can embed it using an embed code. I cannot share on any social media networks because since these are student accounts, these are turned off and they are considered private stories. In addition, I can purchase the story if I wanted to. I can purchase it as a PDF. I can download a bundle. I can put it in a soft cover, a hardcover, or premium hardcover, and there are different prices for each of these. Since this was a special event, I did purchase the PDF for each of the students, but typically I wouldn't do that. Okay, so let's go back. And I want to go to settings. Oops. If I go to downloads, that's where the books that I purchased live. And I just want to show you what this looks like as a downloaded PDF. So here's the student's story. Now, the reason why I did create a PDF from these is because we have now uploaded these to our school library website for other students to check out, so that there is that real publishing and that real creation piece to it. All right, so finally, the last thing that I need to show you is how do you actually create in Storybird. You click on Create, you select the artwork that you would like to use, you hit Use this art. You can decide to use it for a story or for a poem, and then you can begin writing. Or you can copy and paste in from Google Docs or Word. You can add as many pages as you'd like to by clicking the Add button. Then the next thing that you need to do is define the artwork that you want on your next page. So you would simply find that artwork and then drag it into the position that you would like your story to be written in, depending on how much space you need for your words and the directionality that you prefer. So there we go. In addition, you can also create a cover. Now, Only the classic cover is available in the free version, but it's quite nice, and it looks like this. And you can change the color of your cover, and you can change the name of yourself as the author. And then you could save. And then you can return to your story. When you're done creating your story and your cover, you hit Save, Menu, and then you can publish. You can also invite a collaborator if you want to work on this in a team. So we're going to publish, just so you can see what that looks like. Here I can change my title. I can put a summary of my book. I can decide what categories it belongs to. Maybe it's magic and maybe it's friends. And I can put some tags, the age group that it would be appropriate for, which class it belongs to, and the assignment. And then I'm going to hit publish. And then the story is completely available and done for sharing, for purchasing, for grading. It's quite easy, and the students really are motivated and engaged. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you for our next tutorial.